Andy Toole, head men's basketball coach, Robert Morris University, starting my 12th year as the head coach here in Moon Township. I think as a player, I was always the guy who was engaged with the coach, who knew where everybody else was supposed to be. That was one of the ways that I was able to find some success. I wasn't always the biggest or the most athletic, but if I felt like I could contribute from an energy perspective, from a knowledge perspective, from a leadership perspective, that would really be part of my role as a player. And it was something I tried to pride myself on. And I think that those things kind of lent themselves naturally to becoming a coach and being able to teach. A lot of stuff. I have 2 young sons, and so they took a lot of time up, which was a lot of fun. A lot of Uno games, a lot of workouts in our driveway, a lot of catches, baseball catches, football catches, doing everything we could to stay active, to be outside, to not lose your mind. And they were a great diversion from, all the stuff that was going on, around the country and around the world, because you were able to have some great family time. We were able to have a lot of fun and a lot of memories, during the pandemic, because we were together. It was brutal last year. It was just so hard to create any connectivity with the team. It was so hard to really put the main thing of coaching as the main thing, because basketball wasn't the main thing. The main thing was mental health. The main thing was making sure that guys were staying healthy and following protocols. The main thing was making sure that there was no COVID outbreaks, that everybody was doing the things they needed to do on a daily basis. And so basketball became secondary, and that was really frustrating, because as you went into games, there was things maybe you knew that you weren't fully prepared for, but because basketball really wasn't the main thing last year, it was hard to get guys prepared for that. And so it made it a really challenge. Some of the things that I really enjoy about coaching, you weren't able to do, like sit in a room and have a meal, communicate and joke around on the team bus. Everybody kind of had to be in their space, wearing their masks, hanging in the hotels. Those are things that really help a team get together. As a coach, those are things that I value. And you weren't allowed to do any of that stuff. And so it was really, really challenging across the board from every level. And like I said, basketball kind of became, a secondary piece of the pie. I have a lot of mentors. I think every coach that I've ever had from the time I started playing basketball at 5, 6 years old, I've reflected on, their impact on me, positively or negatively. And I think all those people helped shape how I coach today. When I was 9, 10 years old, I played for, a couple guys who were completely out of their minds in a really intense biddy basketball league, Bob McGowan and Wayne Neff. And those guys showed me how to work hard. I got to the high school level, and I played for a guy named Ed Wisolinsky, who's a New Jersey high school coaching legend, and his attention to detail and his ability to prepare a team were incredible. We had the most efficient practices. There was no stone left unturned, regardless if we were playing a team that we should beat by 30 points or a team that was going to be a really important and tough contest. My college coach, Fran Dunphy at Penn, he was a great mentor of mine, someone that I still rely on heavily to, kind of navigate different situations that arise. Coaches that I worked for in college, Fran O'Hanlon at Lafayette College, Mike Rice here at Robert Morris, those are guys that I rely on to bounce things off of, and again, taking pieces from all of them and tried to, genuinely use them in our program today, because I think that all those people have had some longevity, have had some success, had different strengths, different weaknesses, and you try and evaluate each of those and figure out how you can best use all those experiences to help your student athletes have the best opportunity and put the best program on the court. I'm looking forward to a number of things. First and foremost, the fans and the energy in a building. Last year was hard. Everywhere you went, there was no fans, and so the energy, the buzz of a game day where the band comes in, the students come in. You can see as I'm going in and out of the locker room pregame, you can see the build up, right? Maybe an hour beforehand they open the doors and a couple people trickle in, and then all of a sudden it's a half hour before and the building's starting to get full, and music's starting to play, and you're starting to see warm-ups occur, and then you come out maybe 10 minutes prior, and all of a sudden, the students are there, the band's there, friends and family are in the building, there's some energy, so there's some excitement. That's going to be first and foremost. I mean, I can't wait to be in buildings where you're going to get cheered, where you're going to get booed. We got to try and make the UPMC Event Center the most daunting home court we possibly can in the Horizon League. The first opportunity for us to be able to do that is, our Madness that's coming up on October 28th, Thursday, October 28th. How many students can we get in this building? How can we show that this year, with the ability to have fans back in the building, that the UPMC Event Center is going to be a place that our opponents don't want to come and play. And I think that that's really one of the things I'm looking forward to. Obviously, I'm looking forward to competing again, competing with a team of guys that I think have had the proper level of preparation so far to really be able to compete in the Horizon League and in our non-conference schedule. So there's so many things that I'm excited for. Can't wait for our games to get here. Can't wait for the Madness event. Can't wait to see students and fans in the UPMC Event Center. That's going to be, just take our program, I think, to an entire another level.